Welcome back to Scotting Movies, everybody. Today we're going to talk about a little bit more of a serious topic in a movie. Um, we're going to talk about addiction, in particular, alcoholism, drug addiction, and other types of addiction and the process of recovering from those addictions. The movie we're talking about today is called Clean and Sober. It's a movie starring Michael Keaton. Um, and before I get into all of the dynamics of the plot and the characters and the themes and things like that, let me run down a little bit of a synopsis of Clean and Sober. It drops us into the life of Daryl Poynter, who's played by Michael Keaton. He's a real estate guy whose life is an absolute train wreck. He's drowning in debt. He lies to everybody he knows. And after a night of cocaine fueled chaos, he wakes up next to a dead woman. And so his genius plan, duck into a rehab center, pretend it's all voluntary, lay low while the heat dies down. But here's the thing: Daryl's not just some guy caught in unlucky circumstances. He's a full blown addict. He just happened to go to a rehab facility to lie low because no one can ask, no one can take him uh, as a law enforcement agency from there if he went in um, and was committed to it. Uh, and then so the film isn't about whether he can hide his problems. It's about whether he can even admit that he has them in the first place. And then when he does, and when he starts down this path of understanding his addictions and trying to work his way out of them, it's where the movie kind of hits its stride as he works with his sponsor, with a fellow addict, with the um, addiction center's leader, whatever that title is, played by Morgan Freeman, by the way. Uh, this isn't your typical sugar-coated addiction story. Clean and Sober gets messy. It's uncomfortable. It's painfully real, um, and we're going to talk about it today. So let's first, before we get into the themes, because that's what I want to spend a lot of time on. I want to talk about the performances, two of them in particular. Michael Keaton at this time was a comedy actor through and through. Mr. Mom. We've talked about Beetlejuice on this review, a few weeks ago, and quite a few other comedy films. I mean, he hadn't even done Batman yet. Batman was the following year, and so he was still considered a tried and true comedic actor. And so dropping him into the middle of this movie was a different sort of challenge for him and for viewers, because this is dropping a really funny actor into a movie that's not funny at all. Uh, and so it's a movie that made people, that could have gone one of two ways. It could have made people realize, hey, Michael Keaton can really act. He's a great actor. Or it could have been, this is tough to watch a guy that doesn't have the range. Luckily for us and for Michael Keaton, it's the first, that we realize that, wow, this is a great performance by a really talented actor. He goes all in here. There's no vanity moments. There's no cute moments, really grandstanding, Oscar bait kind of role here. He is completely absorbed by addiction. He's a selfish person. He's manipulative. He's jittery. He's honestly kind of hard to like at first, but that's part of what makes the transformation feel real, because it feels earned as he goes throughout, and he starts out really on a bad plane, where he not only doesn't admit that he has an addiction, but he doesn't care that the things around him are going through horrible moments. There's a moment near the beginning of the film where he calls his mother, because he's thousands of dollars in debt, and he's stolen from his own company, money from his own company, in order to pay some of his gambling debts, and or not gambling debts. Well, I think there's part of that too, but drug and alcohol fueled debts. And so now he really needs to pay it back quickly and find his way out of it. And he's telling his mom the way that to get out of it, mortgage your house for me. And not even a second thought about another person's situation, another person's pain. The only thing he can think about is his own situations, and that's part of addiction. The only thing you can think of is your own problems. It's really hard to watch at first, and near the middle of the movie, he starts to realize and understand that he has an addiction and that he's in a lot of trouble. And the rest of the movie is about him trying to eke his way out, which is not easy. Um, so, it's a gutsy, layered performance that pulls you along whether you like Daryl or not. By the end, you're not just hoping he makes it; you need him to because you're feeling it with it, feeling him with it this whole way. Keaton does a lot of the heavy lifting, but let's talk about Kathy Baker, who's right along with him. She's another addict. She plays Charlie. She's fighting her own battles, not just with drugs and alcohol, which she fights, but it also shows a different sort of addiction. She is in a toxic relationship with an abusive husband in this movie, and it's really interesting that this where this movie shows addiction because again she's not just addicted to drugs and alcohol, she's addicted to her abusive relationship. uh, she understands it's bad for her. She understands that she gets beat up, that she gets screamed at, that there's no good way about this relationship, but she keeps going back to it and going back to it and going back to it because she's addicted to it, whatever it, that comes from it, whether it's the feeling of being needed by somebody or needing somebody else, or just the feeling of being in a situation where two people are just miserable together. Whatever it is, she's addicted to that sort of relationship, and she can't pull herself out of it, even though other people are telling her you need to leave. She's a mirror to Daryl, and it's fascinating. Uh, she's not some magical love interest, although Daryl wants to pull her away from her abusive husband and pull her into a relationship with him. But it just shows how addiction takes different shapes and how hard it is to break free when you're stuck in this cycle and this loop of self-destruction. uh, it's not. I said at the beginning, this is not a cutesy type of uh, good happy ending type of movie. I mean, it's messy, it's painful, it's totally believable. It's like real life. This is not two people that necessarily save each other. It's about two people that are going through addictions together and are trying to help each other, but sometimes people are too far deep, too far gone. I won't spoil it as far as which one of these characters is, but it's what makes their connection feel real. Talking about the hard truths of addiction, one of the best moments in this film near the end, when Daryl goes to his sponsor and he's complaining and ranting about um, Kathy Baker's character. I forgot her name for a second. Charlie. When he's ranting about Charlie and trying to to rant to him that he wants to push her out of addiction, the sponsor says something so interesting in the movie. He says, "How selfish can you get?" It kind of throws us off our um, off our thoughts as it does Daryl. He says, "You think you can make a difference in someone else's addiction? The only person who can help you with your addiction is you." The line hits like a truck. There's no inspirational speeches. There's no magic hugs to fix everything. It's just brutal honesty. That's what sets clean and sober apart. It doesn't promise you that things are going to be okay. It just shows you that change is possible if you want it badly enough to fight for it. Uh, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be rough. It's going to be messy. Uh, Addiction is a really tough topic, and it's something that I think all of us struggle with in some way or another, whether we're addicted to drugs or alcohol or caffeine or work or relationships or pornography or whatever it is. Addiction takes so many different forms, and I think there's a fight in all of us because we're human, that we get dragged into these dark corners of obsession and of addiction. This movie is really, really powerful about showing the real hard truths of addiction. That it's not something where you can just snap your fingers and get out of it. It's a process. It's a fight every single day, maybe for the rest of your life. It's not something that magically goes away. You ask any recovered addict on the street, they probably still struggle with their addiction, even though they have recovered. It's still pressing into their thoughts. I know this is not a glamorous, easy topic to talk about. That's why I'm not giving jokes in this one because it's a really uh, difficult topic, a really real topic. And so again, this movie is powerful. It is difficult to watch. It is hard to sit through. Hard to watch these characters that you grow to love really struggle and fight and scratch and claw their way, trying to get back to a balanced life. Uh, Again, it's not a feel good movie. It doesn't tie things up with a neat little bow, but it is important. It gets under your skin. It's real. In a way that sanitized addiction stories just don't. And thanks to Michael Keaton's fearless performance and Kathy Baker's heartbreaking support, this movie holds up decades later as one of the best depictions of addiction and recovery put on film. Is it a perfect movie? No, it's not. There's a few pacing issues. Uh, it definitely doesn't make for an easy rewatch. In terms of honesty, emotional impact, and performance, Clean and Sober delivers hard. It's rough, it's raw, it's absolutely worth your time. Whether to understand your own dealings with addiction or to understand other people maybe in your life or other people just in general, how they deal with this. So I've talked this movie up a lot. I'm going to give it a grade of an A minus. It's a really difficult but powerful and important watch. Again, it's not perfect. It's kind of long, overly long, with a couple of plot points that miss or that forget their way um, later on in the film. But it focuses on what matters. Some of these side stories that seemed important at the beginning don't seem important in the end. That might be a actual decision by the filmmakers to show all these other things, the real estate business, which comes into play a little bit at the end, but the law enforcement situation with the dead woman in his bed at the beginning of the film. Some of those things don't come back when they really should. But overall, this movie is worth your time, and it is a important and powerful depiction of addiction and recovery. So that's an A minus. What's your take? Have you seen Clean and Sober? What do you think about it? What are your experiences with movies that talk about difficult um, subjects such as this? If you haven't seen it, I would recommend it. Again, it's not going to be an easy Saturday morning watch, but it's well worth your time. Thanks, everyone. I'll talk to you in the next one.